voice of the voiceless.
Sports Bar.
Ericsson, Garnacho hasn't stopped. Garnacho has scored in stoppage time, and Manchester United have nicked it.
For updates in the world of football.
Sterling for Liverpool. He's seen Henderson face to face with Fernandinho. Henderson! Oh wow! Lift the Anfield roof. Company's error, yes.
Formula One.
Near him, because down the inside now comes Carlos Sainz on Lewis Hamilton. Sainz just squeezes Hamilton, who goes over the rumble strip.
Cycling. Boxing. Basketball and lots more. Listen to us live on Sport Rush, Mondays to Fridays, 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. on Al-IyamoyeTv Radio. For more inquiries, please call 0806 242 9799. Sports Rush, your everyday dose of sports.
Welcome to Sportville on Al-IyamoyeTV and radio. Happy new week and happy new day to everyone out there. I am Yazid Taoheed.
I'm sure Moshe Destin this sport. Good morning to you.
Okay, it started from Arsenal. It says Avart next. 5 Arsenal stars that overcame slow starts to become club legends, the likes of Thierry Henry, Dennis Beckham, Granit Xhaka, Robert Perez and Robbie Van Persie, and they're saying Harvard might follow the footsteps of these 5 top big players who were slow starts when they were brought into the team and eventually gelled up with the team and became one of the legends of the team. Do you believe this Kai Havertz, as we speak of, coming from Chelsea down to Arsenal this summer, will become one of Arsenal legends as time goes on, following the footsteps of these 5 top big players I just mentioned?
My question is, all these top 5 players you mentioned, from where Arsenal brought in, they really performed very well. Van Persie from Feyenoord, he played very well for Feyenoord. Thierry Henry from AS Monaco, he played very well as well. So and other players like that, they played very well from the team that Arsenal brought them in. But let's look at Kai Havertz, for example, from Chelsea. He spent three seasons at Chelsea, and you know what Chelsea fans, even though not Chelsea fans, what everyone always see from Kai Havertz. He's not the kind of player that you feel, okay, this guy that won us, like he can't win you like 5-6 matches in a row. He can't play 5 or 6 matches in a row that you will not have the chance to complain about him in 5 matches. So the question is, did he play very well from the team he was brought in from, Chelsea? Which is no. Although he played very, I always tell people, it's not as if Kai Havertz plays so much well like that from Bayern Leverkusen. He plays, this is some style of play, this is some play that makes Chelsea sign that, okay, this guy is all-round player. He can play from the flank, play from the central position, play from the midfield position, he can play from anywhere on the field of play. That what makes Chelsea sign him, that a young prospect player, and then it was when you use that particular season that Chelsea saw him, mainly used as a false 9. Hereby he scored some goals for Bayern Leverkusen at that time. And I remember I think was it Europa League final or Conference League like that. They played against Inter Milan in the final. Whereby they lost. He played as a centre forward then. He scored some goals like 4 seasons ago for Bayern Leverkusen, but he's not that kind of player that you can rely on and say Kai Havertz can really give you 20 goals, 15 goals in a season. It not depends on. You can say on Saturday it was when Beckham substituted him for Fabio Vieira. Fabio Vieira came in and had 2 contributions in Arsenal 2 goals. So it means now it's not time. Arsenal fans has now been calling for Kai Havertz to sit down on the bench. It's not left to because that's we'll see whether you need to sit on the bench or not. But Kai Havertz is not the only player for Arsenal. At all. Even though Beckham on his own is a problem on his own for Arsenal. Why we start Thomas Partey on the right side? All because you want to accommodate Kai Havertz. You want to accommodate someone that doesn't give you what you want. You don't want to accommodate someone that doesn't give you what someone you want to shift to another position. What the person gives you. all because you want the Clarice, Odegaard, and Kayaba to play in the middle of the park. You can show the games. The game. I think was it the first game? I think it was the first game. I think we just not play the first game. Nottingham Forest. You can see the first game whereby. No, it was not Nottingham Forest. It wasn't Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest was the game before Fulham.
We played Nottingham Forest. Then we moved to Crystal Palace.
Okay, Nottingham Forest. The first game against Nottingham Forest. Partey played from the midfield. I think so.
He also played from the right.
Right back. I think in the community sheet. He played from the middle and you can see the best.
Yeah, out of Thomas Partey.
Now, if it continue using Thomas Partey from the right hand side, we continue to see some mistakes from the Clarice in the middle of the park. Don't forget that day, by second half, Thomas Partey moves to the midfield. The Clarice come back to the right hand side. Why not? Because you want to accommodate some players at the detriment of some player that always give you the best. So it's not only Kayavats. The biggest problem of Arsenal now is Mikel Arteta. Is the biggest problem of Arsenal. If Arsenal are to be a title contender this season, it will be in Mikel Arteta's hands. If they are not going to be a title contender, it will be Mikel Arteta's hand because same thing applicable last season as well. I even thought Arsenal would have improved on last season's performance. Now it even means they are not even up to the touch of last season as well. So Mikel Arteta, Kai Havertz is not the only problem for Arsenal, but Mikel Arteta, why did they bring in Kai Havertz in the first instance? Whereby you have Pablo Vieira, you have Smith Rowe, Odegaard, and all that can play from the midfield. But why do you bring Kai Havertz? So it's a problem of Arsenal aside from Kai Havertz.
Okay, the former Tottenham Hotspur boss Tim Sherwood predicted that Bukayo Saka will likely be Arsenal player award this time while discussing that he played every season. He had a record of playing almost 80 something games straight. Starting in the Premier League game. He's at one of the biggest clubs, got all facilities in the world. He got magnificent young manager who believes in him. My question here goes: will Bukayo Saka now become one of the Ballon d'Or contender as time moves on?
This kind of question, when you talk about Ballon d'Or winners, you see them being a goal scorer that will score at least 20 goals in the season. Can Bukayo Saka score without which amount of goals? Would there not be burnout for Bukayo Saka? I've been expecting Mikel Arteta to have Bukayo Saka to come from bench like these three games that I have played. Now Bukayo Saka have played the all 4 games for Arsenal this season. He has started and he ended the games. When burnout not comes in for Bukayo Saka, look at last season. Towards the end of last season, the last 9-10 games for Arsenal, Mikel Arteta was nowhere. Bukayo Saka was nowhere to be found because of burnout. From the guys game from Liverpool game down to the end of the season, Bukayo Saka was nowhere to be found, and there was no player to replace Bukayo Saka. That is where Mikel Arteta needs to do a lot of because this guy is still young. You can't say Bukayo Saka should play the whole 36 games, play the old games, start the old games at all. Not coming from there. Sometimes you have a player on the bench that can comes in and win the game for me sometimes. A player can sit on the bench, you might rest a player, and another player can comes in sometimes and come and win you a game. Look at last season, Manchester City. Sometimes they will have Mahrez from the bench. Yeah. And Mahrez will comes in and win the game. I can remember the 4 games the Man City played against Chelsea. It was Mahrez that won all the 4 games for Man City. Coming from the bench, he won, he scored. Starting the game, he scored twice. The other game, he came in and he won the game for Manchester City. And sometimes, Foden, last season, he comes from the bench and win games. Look at Barcelona yesterday. Barcelona has the rise of Ferran Torres on the bench. Yeah. Why they are losing 3-2? He brought in Ferran Torres, and eventually they won the game. 4-3. So it means having a player sitting, it doesn't mean that player is not good. You just want to rest the player and don't make the player to have a burnout in the squad. So Bukayo Saka has a prospect to be in contender for Ballon d'Or, but I don't see Bukayo Saka winning Ballon d'Or.
Throughout the season.
I don't see because you let's look at the players that are actually that are par with Bukayo Saka. Let's look at last season, young player of the season. It was between Erling Haaland and Bukayo Saka. I would Bukayo Saka. I was Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland won the young player of the year eventually. Now let's look at age difference between both sides, both players, and the performance of both players. How the score goes. How many goals has Bukayo because he has scored 2 goals. Haaland has scored 3 goals. We know Erling Haaland being a striker. it's very, very sure that Erling Haaland will score more goals than Bukayo Saka this season.
Yeah.
And Kylian Mbappe will also score goals more than Bukayo Saka. Because Bukayo Saka, the team is not built only on Bukayo Saka. Don't forget, against Fulham, when they saw the penalty, Master was not happy that Bukayo Saka took a penalty. Don't forget the penalty that Arsenal saw against Crystal Palace. It was Master that played the penalty. So it means the guy has 2 penalty takers in the team. Maybe you take one now, maybe next game I'll take another. No. So I don't see Bukayo Saka scoring 20 goals this season. And I see Erling Haaland scoring more than 20 goals. So put them at par with Erling Haaland and other players. You will see Kylian Mbappe, you will see Felix Jr., some players like that. They have edge ahead of Bukayo Saka. So I don't see Bukayo Saka winning the Ballon d'Or in years to come. I only see him being part of the contender.
Okay, let's also discuss on Lamine Yamal. He said his mom got worried when he started for the first time in Barcelona. Not even digressing on that. Let's also talk about Rafinha. You see, because Rafinha ended up with a red card in the first game or the second game, I'm not sure. First game of the season. That was when Lamine Yamal was being introduced into the first 11. Now, Rafinha will be back anytime soon. Won't it affect Lamine Yamal now being shifted out for Rafinha? Now his mind will be because Rafinha ended up with a red card. That is why he's being started in the team.
I still believe Lamine Yamal to come from the bench because you are talking about 16 years old player. And being 16 years, there will be some matches that you will play that you will be childish in your decision making sometimes. Yeah. Don't forget yesterday, none of Barcelona attacker have more take-ons than this guy. And it was not because it was the only winger that was in the field of play yesterday. So he tried as much as possible to maintain Villarreal defense yesterday. And don't forget, this guy is still young. Sometimes he might start, it might be a flop. And if you want to make a player to very good in his career, you want to, let's say you want to protect a player, a young player doesn't need to start all the games. Yeah. Let's assume that Rafinha comes back from injury now, from red card. Rafinha might not come straight into the team back, and he might come. But I still expect Lamine Yamal to start coming from the bench, to introduce him a little by little. I don't want the kind of issue that happens to Bojan Craig to happen to this guy. They have a lot of players that such a thing has happened to. A lot of players. I forgot this guy that he went to Christian Tello. Also. All these players, when they come out from La Masia, people saw them as being one of the greatest players that can replicate performance of Lionel Messi. But at the end of the day, they end up not being replicated by Messi. They end up being in shadow of Messi. Because of the time that they are the new Lionel Messi. Now, what I want Xavi to do is to introduce guy from the bench. At least for like, even though, let's say for example the next 10 games for Barcelona, this guy should start like 3 and comes in from the bench and change the game. Because defenders will now focus on this guy. He will target for most defenders. Kicks from left and right will eventually result in injuries for this player. Look at Ansu Fati. Injury depends this guy performance for Barcelona. Burnout, in and out, playing in and out for Barcelona. Defenders will have stood at their ground that we will welcome this guy through dribble ability. We know what he can do, and they will start giving this guy kick. The guy got yellow card yesterday, and if this guy continues like that, age can set in for this player. He can have experience. He might do some silly decision on the field of play that we got him red carded, and this might end his career. And you know, he's still a young player that needs a lot of pampering, a lot of care. And I know Xavi will not, as the kind of experience that we like Tello, Bojan Craig, and the likes. He will need to manage this player, but this player needs a lot of manage, not to start him in all games.
Okay, let's take a short break from here. When we get back from the break, I will continue on some transfer news starting with Barcelona with Joao Cancelo and possibly Joao Felix arriving on loan from Atletico Madrid. Still seems to be calculating. Do stay with us. Thank you.
Thousands have been disappointed severally in their bid to seek greener pasture abroad. To those quack in the traveling agency business, it is a rocket science. That is not our case at Taoheed Travels and Tour. We have in-depth details on how to successfully, without stress, help you process and secure your visa to anywhere in the world. Do you want permanent residential visa, visiting and tourism visa, student visa to places like Europe, America, Asia, Africa? It's no big deal to us at Taoheed Travels and Tour. Our years of experience and expertise speaks volume for us. Let's process and secure visa for you to UK, USA, and Canada within a twinkle of an eye. We offer Hajj and Umrah services to our Muslim faithfuls. What are you waiting for? Consult us at number 9 Taoheed Central Mosque, Sholanke Street, behind Laroy Hotel, Abiola Way, Abeokuta. 0802 733 0900 or 0806 578 4060. Stop wasting money. Pay for peace of mind. Talk to Taoheed Travels and Tour.
Welcome back to Sportville on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. As I said earlier, we're going to take it from a Barcelona side. They are saying they might. Joao Cancelo has arrived at Barcelona, but still looking for a way, a smugglish way to bring him into the team. And also talking about Joao Felix might go on loan to Barcelona. Let's quickly discuss on this too.
I want to start from where we ended. Joao Felix. My question is, why did Barcelona need Joao Felix? Because if you look at the middle of the park, at the midfield position for Barcelona, they have a load of players. Oriol Romeo, Gundogan, Frankie de Jong, Pedri, Gavi. They have like 5 players. Let's assume that Pedri had an injury. Bringing in Joao Felix in will be at the detriment of some players in the team, the younger players. And I don't think Barcelona really need Joao Felix. Because now, if you say you want to need Joao Felix, let's talk about the salary that Joao Felix will be earning at Barcelona. It will be quite too much.
Too much, yeah.
Now, although Joao Felix is the kind of player, the all-round player, that he can play from the wing position, he can play from the attack. Although Barcelona are lacking a competitor for Robert Lewandowski. If you look at the game yesterday, Lewandowski, if not for the goal, they just simple tap in he had yesterday. I don't think he really had any influence in Barcelona game yesterday. But nevertheless, bringing Joao Felix, you know, he cannot dispose Lewandowski out of the team. Yeah. That is very sure. And you can't say you play ahead of Gundogan in the team. That is not sure. You can't say you play ahead of Pedri or Gavi in the team. Then why did you need Joao Felix? That is my question. And another is Joao Cancelo. They really need a right field back. The game yesterday, I saw the game, if not for Al-IyamoyeTv, that was tormenting Villarreal defense line. Arsenal fans will know that Sergio Roberto is not good at the right back. But when you have an attacking player that torments the opposition's wing position, it's very difficult for such a team that is defending to attack the attacking team. Yeah. So yesterday, it shows so much that they have not been able to have a right back that will replace, that will put in a shifting performance that Daniel Alves had with Barcelona for years. So getting in Joao Cancelo will be good for Barcelona, but the issue is now is, would they be able to register this player if is being brought in from Manchester City? I think that is what is still holding the guy. I think he's in Barcelona right away, but you only want to get the green light from La Liga and from Man City for him to go to the medical and Barcelona will. But I eventually knew Barcelona will eventually sign Joao Cancelo, but as Joao Laporta said yesterday, they need a midfielder as well. I think it's possible they give him Joao. If Joao can get a huge pay cut.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know the reason why Chelsea are not going for Joao Cancelo or Joao Felix back, because you know they also need the creative midfielder as well. And Joao Felix can also play from the creative midfield position. But all in all, I think Barcelona can be able to bring in both players if both of them can also have a pitch with pick cuts in their salary.
Okay, now let's move to Manchester United. They target a replacement for Luke Shaw, as Luke Shaw and Terry Malaysia have injury and wouldn't be able to play for Manchester United for a long period of time. Now looking for replacement, likes of Regulon, likes of Marcos Alonso, and likes of Marc Cucurella. I was talking to a friend yesterday saying Chelsea should not even try to leave Marc Cucurella. Of course, they only have Chilwell at the left hand position, as they have loaned Lewis Hall to Newcastle, and now have only Chilwell and not render Marc Cucurella to Manchester United.
They can leave Marc Cucurella.
That's what
they have another replacement for Marc Cucurella in the team. Emerson played last season for Burnley in the Championship. He played from the left wing position. Yeah. So is a defender. He left leg 3, number 3 position. So they really have enough to play from that position. Don't forget, Lewicko will play mostly from there this season. Chelsea fans, we only thought Chelsea formation is 3-5 formation. It's not 3-4-3 formation. Sometimes it's 4-3-3 formation. Because if you look at Chelsea setup, you will see when they want to line up, you see Yazid, Thiago Silva, Lewicko. You now see Ben Chilwell, the left flank is being the wing back, and you see Gusto being right winger as well. And when the game started, you eventually see Lewicko play from the left position. Yeah. You see Yazid and Thiago Silva playing from the central back, and you see Malo Gusto going back to the right position, and then you use Raheem Sterling running and going inside, and whenever they are attacking, you will see them being 3 at the back. Not to say attacking, you will see 3 at the back. You will see Ben Chilwell, because you will see from the throwing that Chelsea want to make. If they just want to make a throwing, they will always make the throwing. And you see Malo Gusto that say they play from a wing back. Malo Gusto throws. Why don't we see Ben Chilwell throwing the ball? It means he used Ben Chilwell as a winger, and you know Pochettino loves his wings. Winger, the right position and left position to attack, to add the high pressure in the team. But to me, Chelsea also have a mouth thing. They have Marc Cucurella and they have Ben Chilwell. If Chelsea can be able to release Marc Cucurella, all well and good. But my question is Marc Cucurella the next answer for Manchester United? Sometimes a player might go to a team, might not have a good performance, and at the end of the day move to another team, get a good performance. We can't run away from the facts. But Marc Cucurella, as it gets going with the kind of mistakes that we know Manchester United defense line to have, the kind of mistakes we know Andy Onana of having, same thing as Marc Cucurella as well. So I don't forget he didn't even play so much in preseason for Chelsea. So my question is it the only next? Although he's a good ball playing defender as well, he can play from the centre back position as well. But my question is it the answer? Let's look at Sergio Reguilon. Sergio Reguilon is a very good player. I could remember when Jose Mourinho was still at Manchester United. He wanted to bring in Sergio Reguilon from Real Madrid then. I think from Sevilla. From Sevilla. But at the end of the day, the deal doesn't work out. That's when I think that was when he brought in this guy Luke Shaw thereabouts. He wants to bring in Sergio Reguilon, but don't forget Sergio Reguilon also wants to join Real Sociedad, but the deal collapsed. That's why currently joined Real Sociedad. He has been unable to play very well. Last season he doesn't even play very well for Sevilla last season because he was at Sevilla. Don't forget he joined Sevilla from loan from Tottenham Hotspur. Now Tottenham Hotspur is not the plan of the new coach. He didn't play very well. He didn't have a good preseason. Is it the answer for Manchester United? Marcos Alonso. I don't think Barcelona will be able to release Marcos Alonso because they only have 2 left back position as a defender, Marcos Alonso and Balde. So I don't know. I don't see the reason why Barcelona will release Marcos Alonso. It will be between Sergio Reguilon and Marc Cucurella. And Manchester United are looking for a loan deal, not a permanent deal. Barcelona will want to release Marcos Alonso on a loan deal. Sergio Reguilon. Tottenham want to sell Sergio Reguilon.
Finally.
Chelsea can still accept a loan offer.
Yeah.
So I still think it's between Marco Corella to join Manchester United than other players to join Manchester United.
Okay, recap on the match that went on during the weekend. So on Saturday, it started with the game between Bournemouth and Tottenham, where Tottenham came out victorious 2-0. Arsenal drew the match against Fulham 2-2. What a tough match that day. And also Brentford against Crystal Palace 1-1. Everton was also defeated by Wolves 1-0. Manchester United did come back, defeating Nottingham Forest 3-2. Brighton was also defeated by West Ham, which no one even expected that. And defeated 3-1. Ward-Prowse, Bowen and Antonio with the goals. And yesterday, Burnley was also defeated by Aston Villa with Matty Cash 2 goals, and the new signing Diaby showing his prospects at Aston Villa 3-1. Sheffield United was also defeated by Manchester City 2-1 with Alan losing for a penalty and later scoring back at the 3rd minute, and when 85th minute when Jadon Bogle scored equalizer against Manchester City, Rodri came out again to seal off the match 3 points. And also Newcastle was defeated by Liverpool, come back by super sub Darwin Núñez. And also in the La Liga side on Saturday, Cadiz played 1-1 against Almeria. Granada defeated Mallorca 3-2. Sevilla was also defeated by Girona 2-1. Yesterday, Barcelona and Villarreal had a very, very tough match. Barcelona came out victorious at the end 4-3. Valencia was also defeated by Osasuna 2-1. Athletic Club defeated Betis 4-2. And finally, yesterday in the Bundesliga, Mainz played 1-1 with Frankfurt, and Bayern Munich also defeated Augsburg 3-1 with Kane 2 goals. Kane is really showing his worth at Bayern Munich. I hope at the end of the season comes out with a cup. At least they have some cups to play within the season, and
Sure.
see if Kane really worth what we call Kane and Kane. Okay, we've come to the end of Sports Vow today on Al-IyamoyeTv.